Make sure you share it out and everything on all the Facebook and everything.
Yeah.
We welcome you to another live edition of the Sports Box, brought to you by our sponsor, Showcase Sports in Hamilton. Showcase Sports for the elite athlete. And by our friends over at CrowdPlay. Download the free CrowdPlay app today and check them out at www.crowdplayapp.com for details. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
Gentlemen. March 17th, St. Patrick's Day to everybody, all the Irish people out there celebrating getting drunk. We got my man Yotone and Emilio with us, and KG stepping in for our boy Paulie. I guess he's at the Sixers game. I don't know, maybe somebody, he looks a little bit like a leprechaun, maybe somebody searching for that pot of gold, but my man Kevin's Groman's going to stop in, for us, and we're gonna have a good show tonight. Talk about some fun topics. How you feeling today, man? How you feeling today?
Oh, I'm doing good, guys. Thanks for having me back, man. Appreciate it. Looking forward to talking some March Madness, some other things, some fun fiascos.
That's right. Man. And we actually even have some light on your face this week, so we can see you.
Hey. I didn't want to scare everybody with this ugly face to start. But now, it was requested more light. So here you go, guys.
Nice. Mees, how you feeling today, buddy?
I'm doing the best I can after yesterday, but we're not gonna discuss that. We're gonna move on, bigger, better things.
So just a little preview of what you're talking about. Next week, you're going to be on Highly Opinionated and doing the State of the Bears, Chicago Bears franchise. You're a big Bears fan. Correct. I know you're having a tough one today, but listen, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. Yep. Listen, amazing time of year this year, March Madness. This is one of my favorite weeks. Got some good friends. We got some birthdays and all kinds of stuff. My son's birthday is Friday, so it's like this is such a fun time because we start off with so much college basketball. Everybody gets their fill. So let's take it from there and see what we got going. What are your thoughts coming into this tournament, Meads?
It's wide open as far as I can't say it's wide open because Gonzaga is a very good team, and I expect them to get to the Final Four. But other than Gonzaga, I think it's wide open. I think it's going to be exciting, like every year. Definite upsets, buzzer beaters, that's what makes March Madness what it is. And, I'm just happy that it's back because last year sucked without it. I mean, it really did.
Yeah, I mean, I felt bad for the kids. I mean, I know
Yeah.
we were talking about last year. Some of the teams like Drayton with Obi Toppin, they had a great opportunity. My boys, my old school, Seton Hall with Miles Powell and and that company. I mean, they had a great opportunity to make a run for the first time, and really feel bad for them kids. But it's so good to see it back. I mean, it's
Hey,
back. You see the
absolutely.
excitement.
Don't forget Florida State. Florida State was my pick. They would have. As much I hate to say it, being a North Carolina guy, Florida State was tough last year. They might have made a run.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Florida State had a good squad. You could see, they had a couple high draft picks too. One on your Bulls. But you know what? It's this year. I try to fill out the bracket, and you try to figure out who's going to win every year. And sometimes the matchups are perfect, sometimes the matchups are not. But I just have a hard time after watching Gonzaga, and I've watched them all year. They're such a complete team. Jalen
Yeah.
Suggs, point guard, Kispert, Team A. They have Ajay. These guys. They have the pieces. It's like, how is somebody actually going to beat this team? And are we going to see the first times as the Indiana squad for Isaiah Thomas and Bobby Knight in the '70s? Is it a possibility that they take it home and run the table and go undefeated? I mean, it's looking like it.
Sure looks like it.
Yeah.
If they're not so dominant, who else has an opportunity to win this thing?
I think Illinois has a shot. I would have said Michigan, but Livers went down. I did see that Livers. It's not a stress fracture. It's something right before it. I don't know the technical medical terms. Way over my pay grade to say what it is, but they said there's a possibility he might be back in the Sweet 16 if they can get there. If they were healthy, maybe. But other than that, man, it's chalk this year. I don't see anybody. Like, it's going to take – they're going to have 3 or 4 guys all being off at the same time for them to lose a game. And I don't know if there's a team that can beat them. Well, I know they're going to sweep through the West. The West is like Cupcake City for them. So it's going to be once they get to the finals.
Yeah, that Michigan team that you said, I think it was a big thing. Michigan looks like a really good squad too. I mean, they have Wagner and they got the big kid Dickerson, and the guard play, senior guard play looks very good. So when you're talking that squad right there, Livers going down, when they're going to really need him as they progress to go advance in this thing, he's going to be a big get. And who do you see as other possibilities out there that could possibly take Gonzaga?
I was filling out my bracket. I have it right here, and I'm sneaky on West Virginia. I think their offense this year goes along with traditionally their good defense, and I mean
Good call.
I got West Virginia going pretty far in my bracket. I'm going to bring it up, but
I got it. I got the bracket up right here, so we could also
Okay.
see it.
Yeah. So I have West
Baylor.
Yeah,
I
got West Virginia getting there to play Baylor. That's in my bracket.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now, we're looking at is a little bracket I threw together real quick. I don't know if this is going to be my final bracket that I submit right now, but this is one of the ones I got in there. I mean, as you see, I got Gonzaga up at this national championship.
I love that. That's a good.
know.
What is that? What is the bottom? What is the bottom? Is it, Midwest. I love that. I was about to say Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I got Oklahoma State in the finals against Gonzaga, and it's an interesting matchup because I have Oklahoma State and Baylor, who this would be the 4th time, I believe, or
Yeah.
3rd time. 4th time they played this year, and Baylor handled them the first couple of meetings, but if you look, Oklahoma State in the overtime got them in the championship. So I think Cade Cunningham is going to maybe go on a Carmelo-like run. I mean, he is that complete of a player.
Yeah.
But other interesting matchups that I like coming out of here, I got Creighton against UCSB going a little bit further than I'm comfortable with as a 5-12 game. I mean, Creighton has had a ton of problems, but you can't distract that from actually being a pretty good team. So I think Creighton is definitely a team. They're either going to make a nice little run, and I think the Virginia team, with all of their issues that they're having with COVID, I think they're right for an upset in the first round. USC plays the winner of the Wichita State Drake game. I don't know if you're betting, but Drake had a great run this year with covers.
Yeah.
I don't, and it's been a little disappointing. So I think what we're looking at is something that whoever makes it to that next level, you're going to have an issue with USC, because Evan Mobley is another phenomenal freshman. His brother, I mean, they're a pretty solid team. I like them to make a little bit of a run. I'm trying to look through the bracket here. I got Michigan, LSU, St. Bonaventure. Did you guys see the St. Bonaventure debacle, or whatever you want to? I don't even know what to call it at the end of the game when they were playing VCU
with the cameraman.
Yeah, I thought that was a little.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't watching it live. I saw the news cover. I saw the coverage on it.
That's crazy.
Live.
Well, I was that's the thing, and I think I was on the phone with you, Kevin. I'm like,
yeah,
I was watching it live, and you couldn't see the cameraman getting beat up by the security guard or choked or whatever you want to call it beforehand. You just seen like the players all of a sudden reacting and kind of going into the stands. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, are they arguing a fan or whatever? And then you see the angle. I think I shared it on Twitter at SportsBlock Quig for anybody who's out there following. I shared it on Twitter, and you could get a better angle. You could see everything that's going on. So, they did a really good job at capturing that. And what kind of douchebag, tryhard, Paul Blart wannabe?
Paul Blart.
Like that security guard is just a clown. The guy had St. Bonaventure colors on. He had this shirt with the little insignia, and then the players reacted like they were attacking one of their, like he was attacking one of his own. So it was a mess. It was a mess. But I think they're going to go on a nice little run.
Toad, I don't mean to cut you off, but I just got an alert about a trade in the NBA. Do you want to hear it, or?
Okay.
What's that? Save it for 1 second, because when we have trades.
It just popped up. It's a very interesting trade. So I just.
We have breaking news here on the Sports Box.
KG, go ahead. Break the news, bro.
This is a Woj bomb, so you know it's legit. Houston is trading PJ Tucker, Rondis, Crocus, and Bucks 2022 first-round pick back to Milwaukee for DJ Augustine, DJ Wilson, and a 2023 unprotected first pick. And the Houston also gets the right to swap the second-round pick for Milwaukee's first-round pick unless it falls 1 through 9. So PJ Tucker is now a Milwaukee Buck as well, and some other guy, Crocus.
That's a good ad. That's a good ad. I would have liked to see the Sixers.
Well, I'm going to say this about PJ Tucker. Shoe game, Jordan game, everything is like that's A1 for PJ Tucker. After that, he's done nothing this year for Houston. Nothing.
Yeah, do you think he's really playing?
Well, that's where I was getting with that. That's where I was about to go. So he's kind of just been coasting right now. So I don't know really what value he sees to that. He's a stretch 4, but he's 6'6", stretch 5 at times.
He's a dog, though. He's a dog. He's gonna. I think he'll fit once they decide to go Giannis at the 5. You can slide him into the 4. Have all them shooting around. It's but it's nice to see.
All right, we got you now.
Yeah, you hate to see him go to the Bucks.
Well, that means Bucks will be a little short-handed right now. So for whatever that's worth, but we're gonna start seeing some of those trades coming through. But before we go back into that, I want to finish up with a little March Madness that we're talking about here too. We talk about betting out loud here. This is my bracket. This is just kind of for fun, shits, giggles. Final 4, I got Gonzaga, Michigan, Baylor, Oklahoma State.
So,
and what do you got as what's your Final 4, Ant?
No doubt, Michigan's got the hardest run. I mean, I can see easily Alabama, Texas is a team, Florida State's, even LSU is a good team.
LSU, I was about to say, they have a tough run.
So, I mean, Michigan's got a ridiculous bracket, a ridiculous section. So,
yeah. I'm hearing Livers could be back for the second round.
Okay. Possibly. I heard Sweet 16 earlier, but
if he's not back by that, that's the earliest he's going to come back. There's no way he plays in the first round. But if he's not back for the LSU game, then it's a whole you don't know.
Yeah,
Because that's a tough thing. Tremont Waters and them guys down at LSU are stacked. Who else? Who you have them getting knocked off? And so what's your final four?
yeah. So the first bracket I filled out so far this year, I've got 2 1s and 2 3s. I got Gonzaga, Texas, Baylor, and West Virginia, and then I got the Zags beating Baylor 1-1. That's the first one I filled out this year.
KG, what about your final four, Kev?
I got Gonzaga, I got Alabama, I have Oklahoma State, and every year I'm gonna say the Tar Heels are going to get to the Final Four. They're pulling some upsets.
I do have the Tar Heels getting to the finals and one because I got to. I have to.
You know how I am, Tone. I can't. I won't do it. I can't bet against them.
No. So. Well, let's talk. One of the more exciting parts of what makes March Madness is the upsets, right? What first round upsets do you think that we have out there?
So I have Creighton losing. I see you got Creighton going pretty far. I have them losing. I got them going out. And then another one I have where's that here? Yeah, so I just don't like how Creighton's been closed the year and all the turmoil and what's going on with them. And I just feel like they're on the down. And I'm going to go with that upset. Popular one right now is Winthrop over Nova.
Absolutely.
I love that one. That's the one. That's mine. I was going to say that's mine.
Yeah, that's probably the most popular one everyone's going to be blowing up on.
Now, what's the line of that game?
I haven't seen the line.
It's Villanova minus 6.5, which is almost the same as the Creighton line.
Yeah.
But without Gillespie, Nova doesn't have guards.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
That's why they struggled this year. Yeah. Okay. What about you? Who do you have as a first round?
I was going to say Villanova with the upset, and I forget who. I like Georgetown to pull an upset. I forget who they were playing, but I like the way Georgetown was playing that old school Big East basketball. It brought me back. So I think Georgetown might pull an upset, but I was with that Winthrop one as well.
Georgetown's playing Colorado, and let's see what that line is to see how much. That's a 5-point line.
I'm not high on Georgetown. I think they kind of lucked into that Big East tourney.
They kind of. I think they're going to be the team that kind of gets knocked out. I think they're a popular upset pick. Let's see what else. The other upset I got.
Look out for Liberty.
Liberty. All right, I like that one. That would really ruin my bracket.
Yes, it would.
Okay, I'm not going to be a fan if that happens at all. No, but
I didn't take it either. But you never know.
Yeah, no. Some people were talking about Eastern Washington. Grand Canyon giving Iowa a run. I think there's a lot of times. I think more so that there's going to be more blowouts than anything. I don't see a true Cinderella right now, but we know that one will happen. It's
how do you feel about Oregon State? I mean, they closed the year winning the Big 12. I'm sorry, the Pac-12, correct?
Yes.
Well, yeah, in the tournament.
That's why I like Georgetown. I think just getting hot at the right time. I think there's a couple 5-12s. I'm trying to see the other ones I looked at.
Did you see those guys that hit all that money on Oregon State that they played?
Yes, I was about to bring that up.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Yeah, the Oregon State money was. But yeah, I agree with Henry. I think Colorado. I think they're going to take out Georgetown. I think they're just a very complete team, and I think that's. I think Georgetown loses strong. I'm not a big fan of Oregon State to take off too much as well, though. I think Oregon State is. I don't think they're a very good team, and that's why those guys got rich off them.
Yeah, Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? One thing we do here, and there's some first round games that I absolutely love.
There you go.
You know,
Yeah.
so we're gonna let's take a look at this one as far as like the bets go. Then let's see if I can kind of get Ant's face back in here, move it around a little bit.
I like Syracuse outright in that San Diego game. Not even the over under. I like Syracuse in that game.
Sorry, I can't
It's
get
all right.
this.
It's good for the people. They don't need to see me.
Yeah.
Wow, look, our ratings just went up now. But these are the games that I like in the first round that I already hit most of them. You know, like the odds over in the San Diego State game. I think that's going to be a track meet. Baylor's going to boat race Hartford. They're not a team out there. I'm going to take the over under Ohio State's Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts likes to score. Ohio State likes to can run it up. I don't love to do this, but I think Carolina only giving 1.5 point. Carolina matches up well against them. Houston, same thing. Quentin
They
Grimes.
blow teams out.
What's that?
Houston blows teams out.
Houston can score too. So I like that one too.
Yeah, so Houston with Quentin Grimes, you know, like you got to look at some of these guys on a small. They've been great this year. Who else? Alabama, Quentin. Listen, Herb Jones, Jelly Q. I don't know if you guys remember the Jelly fan. You know,
I like Herb Jones. I was watching him in the SEC tournament, and that Euro step to win the championship was unbelievable.
Yeah.
That was a nice game too. It's always great when you see two coaches hating each other, talking trash the whole time. I love it. Love it.
Oh yeah, that was old school kind of.
Yes.
But I think they listen. Calipari back in the tournament, he shouldn't even be coaching basketball. Like, how does he keep getting hired and hired when everything just ends in turmoil wherever he goes?
Yep.
He's back in the tournament, and I can't wait to see Alabama just blow him off the door. And I got Illinois laying 22.5. You know.
Okay.
So I mean,
That's good. I like it. There's nothing that doesn't.
So we taking STEMI money tonight. You know, take your STEMI money, bet it all on there. Throw a couple parlays. You guys who are lucky enough to get the STEMI money, get it, spend it.
My STEMI money went to that Buccaneer celebration that you deemed me with your presence. Actually, excuse me. It was TQ's birthday celebration, and the Super Bowl just happened to be on.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Is that what it was?
That's what it was. That's what I was told by a certain person that wears Philadelphia Phillies old school hats. Not saying any names.
Hey man, you know that's how it happens sometimes, right? But yeah, we're
So my buddy called me tonight. Loves Western Kentucky in the NIT plus 116.
What?
Listen,
That start tonight?
Let's just throw that out there. Yeah, 9:00 game.
Yeah, this is the stuff you get. You get Western Kentucky NIT bets. You know, speaking of that kind of stuff, there's some blue bloods that are not in a tournament this year. Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah.
Hold on.
My favorite is not in, and I love it. Both of them. Both of them are sitting on the sideline crying and whining, and it's great.
I don't mind.
I don't care. Like, not to lie, I want North Carolina to win, but if they lose, it doesn't matter because Duke and Kentucky aren't there, and it's all is well right now for me.
How long do you think this lasts with Duke? I mean, and Kentucky. I mean, Lehigh.
I know that gentleman to the right. It's he's a Holy Spirit kid.
You're right. He is a Spirit kid. It's BJ Bailey is his name.
And if I'm wrong, and I'm sorry, if anybody from Holy Spirits, I believe his last name is Penn. I'm not a BJ Penn, maybe. I believe.
No, I just said his name. Pay attention when I speak. BJ Bailey.
Damn, bro.
BJ Bailey.
BJ Bailey. Excuse me. So, my fault, BJ. My apologies.
Okay.
I was thinking.
I seen him balling this summer. You know, he's coaching, working out kids. He's doing a good thing. But then CJ McCollum, and so there you go. Duke
I'm not sure who that gentleman is in the zero, but I'm glad that he lost that game. That's all I'm saying.
His dad's a pretty good coach, though. His dad's
That's
a
a
pretty good.
fantastic coach. I
Well,
do know that, but
He's a loser.
he is.
yeah,
He's
I'm
a
not getting
loser.
over that year that he hit that game, that buzzer beater against North Carolina. I still want to, but anyway, we won't get into that.
Exactly. So we got we got all kinds of, and they're doing it. They're doing a little different this year. You're taking out the you have your 5 p.m. start on Thursday. Then you have that, and then you're start at 12 o'clock on Friday. Normally they start off on Thursday. I don't know why they're cutting it back.
Because they want that Monday, because everybody's there, so there's no travel, so they're trying to get that Monday primetime game. So that's why, like, usually we would already seen them playing on Tuesday, and they would have been tonight. But they wanted, since everybody's there in Indianapolis, they're going to try to get an extra night, is what I read.
I love it. Gives me the Saturday 12 p.m. start, 12 a.m. start. 12
Yeah, it's start. Not. I mean,
it's great.
I'm just happy. Listen, I'm just hopefully everybody can make it, and all the top teams make it. No COVID, nothing happens, because I just want to see some. I'm so glad, like Tone said earlier, I'm so glad it's back, and it's just great to see. And say there's nothing better than this time.
Yeah,
nothing better.
So what they actually have? I heard they have teams on standby.
Yeah.
If teams cannot make it, did you guys know what teams they are?
It's
how that works.
Drake, Louisville, Wichita State, and I'm missing somebody.
Yeah, Wichita State's in.
Oh, okay. So it's Drake, Louisville. I can't remember the other two.
Gotcha.
It's Drake, Louisville, Colorado State. No, it's not Drake. Drake's in too. Drake's playing Wichita State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how. All right. It's Louisville, Colorado, St. Louis, and Ole Miss. Colorado State. I
can tell you two teams. It's not, though.
Who would that be?
That would be the Puke Blue Devils and the I Pay All My Players Wildcats.
and you know what? And like, in actuality, the situation, though, if you look at those two teams, they kind of sold their soul to the one and done era.
Yes.
And it's one thing when you sell yourself to the one and done era, and you get a Cade Cunningham, or you get a Jalen Green, or Kuminga, or Zion, or these guys that are going to come in there and instantly impact your team. It's another thing when a guy like Jalen Johnson flames out, and then
takes his ball and go home.
These kids at Kentucky, they don't pan out because Calipari is not. I mean, your boy Calipari is not a good coach. X's, those stuff like that. He's a good recruiter. He's a used car salesman.
Yeah.
He's like these scumbags that are some of these public schools that wear red, that they don't know the game, but they just want to sell some of these players and some of these kids, on a dream. So, that's what happens. And if it doesn't work out, if they don't have that talent just to be good enough,
so
then what? So. Shout out to John Cheney, the old Knicks coach. John Cheney from his killing Calipari.
Still one of the best. Still one of the best things.
Awesome.
God, that would have been great if they got through.
Yeah. So another big thing. Listen, March Madness. I can't wait. We're gonna have fun. We'll talk about it next Wednesday too. But one of the bigger things that happened that scared all the Sixers fans is Joel Embiid injury. When this happened, I don't know, but I just gave up. I was like, and thankfully he's not hurt as bad as we thought he was hurt.
He's so dramatic.
I don't know. And I saw that knee buckle. I was like, I don't know, man. This might be it for you guys. That did not look pretty whatsoever.
That's the thing. He is overly dramatic.
Yeah, I thought he was dying. I really thought he was dying.
Yeah, I thought there was,
Joel Embiid now. What are you talking?
Well, remember, Kevin, when you first watched the game with me, I forget what it was. You're like, I can't believe he's on the floor every play.
I knew he was on the floor from highlights, but I watched it. We were playing the Bulls. I was like, this dude is on the floor every play.
Absolutely.
Single play. I'm like, all right, no wonder your back is hurt and all this stuff. You're on the ground, you fall every time you shoot.
But then when you see the replay, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It hyperextended. It looked bad. And we already know that the Sixers came out initially and was like, oh, he'll be out 2 weeks. We knew that was bullshit because then Daryl Morey came out and said he'll be reevaluated in 2 weeks. And Kev, I told you right from the door, he's done at least 3 to 4 weeks.
It's like AD. They're going to treat it like AD.
I believe, Tone, did you bring it up or I can't remember if we were talking about it. If I'm the Lakers, man, they keep pushing it back and forth and back and forth. Like, it's time for you to maybe sit about shutting him down, man, for the season. Because from everything I'm seeing, it's like an Achilles injury they're worried about now, like more than that calf strain or whatever they call it.
Well, that's what they're going to play it safe. He'll be back in playoffs. There's no way they're burning LeBron's career, a season in LeBron's career. I can't see that happening.
It's because knock on wood, it doesn't happen. But you get a KD something like that, then you're at another year. Then you lost 2 years with them. So hopefully they take as much time as they. I mean, they're doing fine right now, because it's you got Bron, got enough there. So, but yeah,
but back to Philly and Joel though, because fuck AD, fuck the Lakers. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what
I was just saying, be careful. That says everybody be careful for him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So Joel Embiid, we're going to err on the side of caution. He'll be reevaluated in 2 weeks. 4 week, I'll probably say is more realistic as him coming back. The Sixers are going to have been playing very well in his absence, though. I mean, they look very good. Shout out to Jeremy Belan, who wants to try to become a Sixers fan again. But we know the truth, brother. We know you're a Clippers fan, and be good with Clippers fan. So, so when we're looking at that, who's you're talking about J. Cole's stunt double is none other than Tobias Harris, right? So he's numbers wise, if you look at from what he's comparing from last year to this year, it's pretty much the same, except his 3-point shooting percentage has hit above 40 like he was in the Clippers. So what do you think about Harris?
It's great to see. I mean, it's exactly what we need and what we need from him. I mean, especially now with Joel out, we need him to step up 25, 30 points, supply the defense, lead the team, be a leader. And right now it's showing. And another guy that amazes me is Dwight Howard. I mean, the guy is just amazing this year for the Sixers. And I mean, he steps right in and I mean, you don't lose much. I mean, Joel's MVP, don't get me wrong, but you're not dropping down a lot when Howard comes in and supplies defense and leadership, and it's awesome to see right now.
Your role players are stepping up too, which is good to see.
Yeah,
which is good. And then you got the ultimate dog, is what I call him, is Ben. Ben is this. Like, you're going to see that in the next 4 weeks. Like, you're going to see this. He's unbelievable, man. He just like he shuts down the number one scoring option and number two as well. He's showing his importance right now. But Tobias is stepping up. Seth Curry's stepping up. So,
and they got a big matchup tonight against Milwaukee. Our boy Paulie's got a front row seat for it, I guess. So
that 30th row, but that's okay.
But the thing about Harris, like, what do you think the difference between him this year and last year is? Because I mean, he's
coaching.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it. It's been coaching, and I think he's super motivated. He's claiming he feels he got snubbed for the All-Stars. He last night he was saying on the floor, "I'm an All-Star." You saw it. So I mean, I think he's got that fire. He really wants to prove himself, and then that's what's doing it. And Doc's there, by his side. So that's got to be it.
That's the only difference from last year, right? I mean, basically, it's just Doc's there.
Well, yeah, and I think I remember this comment very early on in the season that Doc Rivers made about Tobias holding the ball too long, thinking too much. Last year he would come down, take a couple dribbles, and then next thing you know, the ball stops and he watches. And too, Brett Brown's offense was a joke last year for the Sixers, but you knew too, if Tobias didn't get the ball 2 or 3 a couple possessions, as soon as he touched it, it was just going to be something like he's going to force it. So he's playing a lot better now because Doc has the right mental. Doc showed confidence in him. There's a better offensive flow, and now he's taken upon himself to be that number 2 scorer and somebody who could help close out games.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting though when he faces an elite defender. Like when I don't have the game on yet, but in the fourth quarter we'll see how he does against if Giannis is matched up against him or some of these other guys.
Giannis doesn't really. You notice that Giannis doesn't really cover the best players too much like that anymore. I've been noticing this season he really doesn't. He's been focusing more on his offense. It's more Drew Holiday.
Well, Holiday wouldn't cover Tobias because Tobias is a stretch 4. So Holiday would have to cover, somebody else.
I've seen Drew cover like KD before when he was playing a stretch 4. You know what I mean? So I think Drew could cover him if he needed to.
I'd like that matchup if I seen the Sixers do it. I mean, that's you're giving them a ton of height, and Tobias plays a little bit more bully ball than I think Holiday could handle. But I'm talking about guys who are more superior athletic because Tobias isn't a great athlete.
No.
He's got that mid-range shot, and he could, a strong athlete. Like I think in practice, Ben might probably just shut him down completely.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like I think it's probably just a joke, to be honest with you.
Ben probably probably not allowed to play defense. He probably wants, Doc probably wants the whole team to have confidence. He's probably like, all right, just go halfway.
Yeah. So it was a little crazy. So that's Sixers are kind of in the right direction. They're battling tonight right now. They're up by 3 against Milwaukee. So
it's a good start.
That's a good start. By the time we're done here, we'll be able to watch the second half. Who's not doing it right is our boys down in Houston. 17
in a row.
How do you? We've seen some epic collapses.
Can't get one. He's not taking a night off.
Did the Sixers ever lose 17 in a row?
Yeah, they've had some streaks.
Did they lose that? Did they hit 17?
Absolutely.
Like no load management or like Kyrie's taking off because his shoulder hurts. I don't know. Like you can't get one in there.
What's funny though?
-11 tonight. They're -11.
Who's that?
Oh, there he is. Cat.
So Houston has lost 17 in a row, and they're still not even in last place. That's impressive.
Crazy.
That's cue Ron Burgundy. Like, I'm not even mad. That's impressive. Great job by Minnesota. I mean, that they somehow maintain the, to last place.
I hope Cade Cunningham don't go there. That's the last place I want him to go.
Well, you and the NBA, that Minnesota's.
Yeah, you're right. It's not going to happen. The NBA won't let that happen.
Place where careers going to die. So, listen, Minnesota has 9 wins. Detroit has 10 wins. Magic 13 wins. Houston 11 wins. So, that's be one of the teams there. Your Chicago Bulls not in the playoff picture right now, and they have.
Well, they're in the 9 spot, the playoff thing. I know it's not the playoffs, but
yeah, I'm not calling that the playoff picture. That's
no. What is it now? What 7 plays 10 and 8 plays 9, and then they play each other. So who gets in, or how's it work? I don't even.
No, it's 9 and 10 play each other. Right. And then winner of that has to beat 8, like 2 out of 3 times or some shit like that.
All right.
So it depends on the how many games they're back, but
let's hope that they start to tank for like. I like to see the up and coming. We'll only get like 2 minutes. Up and coming. Pat Williams is playing. I like to see that, but I wouldn't be mad at getting a guard. So I'm in the tank mode now. TQ talked me into tank mode. So
in the beginning of the season.
But I did watch with my boy Johnny Carp. Happy 50th. We were watching The Last Dance, so I got to see my Pippen dunk again. It got me all amped up. Got my my Pippen thanks to TQ birthday present.
Yeah, nice shirt.
Nice. It was nice to see that again. That's one of the ultimate dunks. I love that. One of my favorite plays of all time in the NBA. I think the best part is when he turns over and he tells Spike to sit your ass down. That's even better.
How about you, Meads? What's your most that Pippen over Ewing? When we were talking about Patrick Ewing earlier, Meads, what do you think is your most disrespectful dunk?
That's not my most disrespectful, but I'll go back. We can go to. I want to hear Ants first.
Well, mine's Sean Kemp dunking over. I don't even know who he dunked over.
Gatling.
Yeah,
No, it wasn't Chris
absolutely
Gatling.
disrespectful.
Don't disrespect my boy Chris Gatling. Chris Gatling banged on me a bunch of times when I was
Who
playing.
was Chris Gatling?
It was Alton Lister.
No, it was
What?
Chris Gatling, bro. I'm almost. We might have to bet. This might have to be a bet. I'm pretty sure it was Chris, because Chris Gatling gives him a dap afterwards.
Well, the one he dunks and then he points at.
Yeah.
He goes down and he points at the guy.
Yeah,
And he goes,
and then he gets up and gives him a dap. How you get dunked on and give somebody a dap? No, that's not happening.
Sean Kemp had disrespectful dunks.
My
They were
favorite
mean.
one, my most disrespectful one again was Patrick Ewing. Was when Mike got double team, went baseline and banged on him. I think it was either 90 or 91, and it's just poor Pat, man. He's been dunked on so many times disrespectfully, but
One of my
That's my-
another favorite dunk of mine is the John Starks dunk.
that was a good one.
Over
That was a good one.
over who was it over Jordan Pippen?
It was over Grant, and then Jordan came in late. It wasn't over him, but he came in late. Like if you look at it, if he would have jumped a little bit earlier, probably might have been on him, but he came in late to try to get it.
Yeah, I always liked John Starks as a player, so I thought that was awesome when he did that.
That dunk is the most overrated dunk. It was hype because it was the Knicks. Jordan was in the area, but Jordan did not get dunked on that. That was if you watch it, he just didn't.
Then he
But listen,
go ahead.
we're talk about that most disrespectful dunk. We're gonna go here to yeah.
I'm interested to see this one.
Well, we just talked about it, and we're gonna
Very
play
nice.
it.
Very nice.
Can you see that?
I
Yeah.
can hear it though.
I just hear it. Yeah.
Was it? Who was it? Was it Lister?
What's that?
Well, who was it? Who did he dunk on?
Here we go.
There we
Here
go.
we go. All right, I got a little technical difficulty there. I thought I put that.
Oh,
What was
here
it?
it is.
My bad. Oh.
Oh.
You are correct, Tone. My mistake. You are absolutely good call, Tone. You were right. My mistake. I must be talking about another dunk. I knew.
Yeah, you remind me of this dude that like be questioning me on some shit. I literally got that shirt. I got Sean Kemp that dunk as a shirt. I might
I
be
have
put on.
won some good battles.
You know I have that shirt.
I have won some good battles with you. Don't act like I don't get them wrong. That
dunk
one
is
I'm wrong
mean.
with. That was
So
he would have been kicked out of the league. He would have got double tacked and suspended 5 games for what nowadays. So
another underrated one is Shaq on Chris Dudley.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Dudley
Oh,
throws
yeah.
the ball at him.
He comes in, Shaq pushes him down, and Dudley throws the ball. That would be like a 30-minute review in this day and age.
Suspended for 27 games. He'd have to go to anger management. It would have been ridiculous.
Absolutely. So
But
yeah.
there's another one where the little older Vince, when he cocks back on Zoe on the Nets, is pretty disrespectful.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
very
Vince
disrespectful.
Oh, yeah.
Vince was a little older, and he was like, you know what? I still got buddies. Watch this.
Yeah, that was definitely.
Or you can do actually, and then you can do I believe it's a pregame when he gets to Dikembe, when he jumps and then Dikembe jumps, and then Vince says, I got to go up a little bit higher, and goes up even higher and bangs on him.
Yeah, that's and we're not even, and we didn't even mention the dunk of death, which is the greatest dunk of all time, when Vince Carter goes over Frederick White.
Yeah, that's just not.
El Donkey de Muerte. So that was I have that shirt too. So and that was over Frederick White. So speaking of dunking, I mean, this is a little sad news right here. A guy who's been dunked on and posterized more, but now our thoughts and everything are with him. Are a player that I can't say I'm too happy about in his career, because he always every time I hear Sean Bradley, I think of Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway's one of my favorite player, and just imagining a Penny Hardaway and Allen Iverson backcourt would have been amazing, but. We could dream, but yeah, Sean Bradley got paralyzed. It was a shame today. He actually got in an accident a while ago, but they announced today he was going to be paralyzed from the accident. So
Prayers to him and his family, man. That's sad. That's so sad.
He was riding a bike, and he was riding a bike and he got hit by a car, and that was that's sad. You never like to hear that, but I kind of scratched my head like he's 7'6" riding a bike. Have you ever seen somebody 7'6" riding a bike?
No.
And if you're driving a car, how the fuck do you not see him?
Yeah,
I know. Like, I don't understand that. Where
like I don't know.
Utah was like. I guess he's from Utah, right? I believe so. That's just. How do you not see that?
It's just
unless you were like, "Wow, look at that guy!" Wham! And you hopefully, I don't know.
Cell phone. Yeah, it's sad, man. It's just.
Yeah, I mean listen. I know. There's already been accidents around my area with people on motorcycles and stuff like that getting hit. It's just when I see somebody riding a bike or something like that or motorcycle. It's like I don't even know how. I don't even know how people do it with the people like you have these soccer moms and these oversized SUV. Making TikTok videos while drinking their Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and next thing you know, they're not paying attention, and they just take somebody out on a bike, and just take it out. So it's scary out there. I mean, I can't. I wouldn't ride a motorcycle, but this was like a regular bicycle. It wasn't a motorcycle or anything.
It was a regular bicycle.
Yeah. It was a bicycle. Yeah, it's a bike accident, not a motorcycle accident. So
that's horrible.
Yeah. So I mean, a little sad news.
Does he have kids or anything? Like, is he married or I don't know. I don't really follow Bradley too much, but
yeah, he he has a wife named Carrie, and she's in good spirits, and it's just a good statement for bicycle safety. And Mark Cuban's been out there by his side and supporting the family. I mean, is there a better owner in sports than Mark Cuban?
No.
Yeah, actually, I got an email from the Mark Cuban Foundation, which I'm pretty excited about today. So that should be pretty cool. It's I'm in the tech industry. He's in the tech industry, and he does a free seminar for kids and technology, and you need people to be involved in it. And I got to fill out the paperwork, so I'll be involved in it because anything Cuban is in, that's a good place to be. Good thing. So we got some good stuff going on here. Speaking of good stuff, Paulie isn't here, but for whatever reason, he thinks that this is the best news ever, and I guess he doesn't realize how many NBA, NFL future players actually own franchises. Because when it was announced that LeBron James now owns a little bit of the Boston Red Sox, he told everybody like he was a partner with them. So, So he owns the Toronto Raptors. Obviously, that's a joke. But seriously, dude, he owns the people. He owns the Red Sox. And here's the thing too. Like you have to look at with LeBron. I mean, there's no better investment than a sports franchise, right? I mean, if I can be,
especially Red Sox.
I mean, if you look what Jay-Z did with the Brooklyn Nets, he only put $1 million and then got his money back 15-fold, But LeBron already owns Liverpool, which is double the worth of the Boston Red Sox. I mean, Boston Red Sox in the States are like, wow, But if you could say, listen, I'll give you $1 million and you can put it in any franchise you want. I mean, I'm either going Yankees, Cowboys, or something like that. I couldn't go to soccer because fuck soccer. I mean, I'd invest in soccer before I invest in soccer.
You want money? You go to soccer, man. They make millions over there, boy.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what LeBron was already in there. But I mean, if you had $1 million, what franchise would you invest in? I'm just saying $1 million because that's only like 1/10 of 1% of these franchises work.
The Yankees or the Cowboys, I would go because they just make ridiculous amounts of money. So I would go Yankees or Cowboys.
Needs.
I'm putting my money in the Bears. How about that?
Oh, well, no, like
Mead, yo, listen.
Can I put my $1,000,000 for the next 2 to 3 years? Can I do that and then buy out when they break the tires? Because if that's
Yeah.
the case, I'm
That's what I'm saying. Like, what team are you putting it? You know. So listen. So Bears. I mean, because Meads like to set money on fire.
Yeah. I'll just like throwing it away.
Can I
Just
put
burn.
in Gronk? How about Gronk? Can I put my money in Gronk? Because that dude is going to make a ton of money down in Florida.
Sure. If I'm putting my money anywhere, the $1 million I'm putting it on Gonzaga to go undefeated. Let's go.
I like it.
Let's go. You know, I mean, come on now. We're gonna make that money. No, but I mean, listen, my obvious answer is going to be the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, if one thing Jerry Jones knows how to do, it's make money.
Yeah, we had this
That's for
discussion
sure.
earlier offline. That guy
Pump those
no matter what
electric bills in Texas. Jerry gets paid.
Yes, he does. Cha-ching.
So listen, we got about 10 more minutes to go, and I know Ant. Oh, well, hold on. Before we didn't touch on this, Myers Leonard got traded. The fiasco, right? So he got traded. Aziria went to Trevor Aziria went to
The Heat.
And how lucky of a guy having going from Oklahoma to Miami.
I know.
Thank you. And if there's any place in this country to send a racist, it's Oklahoma.
It's Oklahoma. Yeah.
You know, I don't think there's a very high Jewish population in Oklahoma, and Myers Leonard will fit right in. But Ant, why don't you give us some of your bets for tonight? You know, we have we always do this segment here. I know some of the games already started, but what are you on tonight?
All right, so I have money on the Pacers, who are currently up by 9. I like that.
What do you get? Okay, live line of that game right now is 6.5. Pacers minus 6.5.
That's 6.5. I got it at opening. It was 1.5. I had the Pacers at minus 1.5.
Nice.
All right, so then I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to go with I'm taking the Grizzlies tonight against the Heat.
Ja.
And then I'm going to go with the Mavericks at plus 118 to win at home, beat the Clippers. And then I'm on my buddy's pick, the Western Kentucky. I'm on Western Kentucky at 9:00.
Western, what's that line? So you got the Memphis Grizzlies -2. You got
I have the Pacers.
Pacers already at -1.5. That's looking good.
And then I got the Mavs as a dog. I got my one dog Mavs at 118 against the Clippers tonight. And then,
so you just money line?
Yeah, on the Mavs, I'm going to go with the money line. Take them to win.
All right, nice. What's the line for Western Kentucky?
They're +2 at plus 116. So I'm going to take the money line plus 116 to beat St. Mary's. That's a pick for my buddy Matt at work. He calls me in. He loves dogs, and he called and said Western Kentucky tonight.
There you go.
So, I'm going to sprinkle it for my boy.
So we're going to look at the NIT right now, and you guys can jump on Western Kentucky +2, and the money line is plus 112. So that's and you know what? The +2 is minus 109. So I don't know. I mean, the line is looking like it's St. Mary's at minus 112, but Mead says it. We're going to rock with it because it's Wednesday night. All we do is win. You know, so you got to love that. And I've been crazy busy today right now, so I haven't really hit too many props up yet. But one of the things that I liked right now is where was it at? Steph Curry to remain hot over 4.5 threes. He's going to hit 5 in the same game. Unfortunately, depending on what book you are, Kevin Porter Jr. Take everything. Take over 2.5 threes. His point line is pulling up now.
We're going to find it.
Kevin Porter Jr., 18.5. Listen, you're going to have Kelly Oubre. You're going to have Andrew Wiggins guarding him. Kevin Porter Jr. is going to put up 30 shots tonight. He's going to get over 20 points. He's one of them players where he's been in the G League for this season. He's coming out, and he's just firing.
All right, so he's plus 320 for over 25 points. Does that deserve a sprinkle?
Oh yeah,
25. He got 25 in him.
Oh yeah,
I think so. Is that the adjusted odds on FanDuel?
Yeah, it's plus 320. Yeah, And listen, for all my FanDuel people out there, free money out there. Free money. Max bet $50. Michigan State. Tell your friends. Free money.
How crazy? We forgot to
Right
talk.
now-
How crazy is that? A playing game. It's Michigan State, UCLA.
Yeah. Right now, the Spartans are plus 105.5. So if you don't take the Spartans, something's wrong with you. Free
Oh, you're
money.
talking about it's a promotion.
Yeah,
on
spread the
FanDuel?
love. Spread the love. Free money.
Spread the love. Yeah, listen, they always good because they get you to put that money in, and then what do they do? You stick it in there. But listen, you put your $50 in, you take that 50, now you have 100 in your account, and now you make the money. And then by the end of the year, by the end of the tournament, we're picking out what yacht color we want and what interior of the Bentleys, and that's what we're gonna do.
Wednesday night winner.
That's all right. All we do is Wednesday night winners. We used to have a gambling show. I think it lasted three games, 3 weeks maybe sporadically. Degenerates or whatever it was called, but I don't know. They never gave out picks though for whatever reason, which was kind of weird. But some people don't like sticking their neck out. But if all you do is give out winners and you give at least the reason why you're going to bet, you got to hit that out. I'm going to try to give you guys one more before we go here. I'm taking. Who am I taking, Kev?
Tonight? Well, who's playing? I don't know.
I don't know. I figured since we're on a basketball show, you know who's playing tonight. I'm taking LaMelo Ball over 16.5 points. LaMelo Ball 16.5.
Rookie of the year.
You've been
Rookie
on
of
point
the
with
year.
LaMelo Ball.
Rookie of the year.
But is LaMelo Ball the dumbest player that you ever met or
Oh,
you
yeah.
ever heard?
Oh yeah.
So when asked about how he came with his matchup against LeBron James, he was excited. He said, "Nah, I'm different. Yeah, because you're a friggin' idiot. He's just one of them guys that's just like a dumb person." Speaking of dumb people, we have our golf show coming up next with Mike Galletta. He's going to talk about a little bit of golf. So I think that's a perfect segue.
Perfect segue.
Four exactly. So yeah. So that listen, we always have fun. I'm glad KG could join us again this week. You had to step in and pick up Paulie's slack. He's right now. Paul's out there watching the Sixers, or he's watching Leprechauns, or I don't know. Maybe Leprechauns play basketball, but their Sixers are up by 13.
13.
Minutes left. And once again, Dwight Howard's having a phenomenal game, 6.7 rebounds.
Good call,
The guy's awesome, man. The guy's awesome. It's amazing. Fountain of youth for Dwight Howard.
I'll give him a lot of credit because he really focused this year. I had some questions about him.
Yeah.
If he was just going to be like, "Hey, fuck it, we're out of here. I already won my ring." So
he's buying in. He's buying in, man. And
we're
awesome.
talking. We're talking here before we get off. We're talking Tar Heels in the Sweet 16. That's going to be my upset, guys. So next week, Tar Heels in the Sweet 16.
All right.
I love it. Listen, next Wednesday night we'll be on. We'll have the first round recap, and I think the second round will be starting. So enjoy that. Always a pleasure. You guys hang on backstage for a second if you wouldn't mind, and we'll take this stuff out of here. And let's see what we got to do here. Let's do the outro. Always got to love doing the outro here, right? So, all right, for Kev, Tone, KG, and Paulie out there blowing leprechauns. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching this episode of Baseline Jumper on the Sports Box. Please remember to follow us on all of our social media outlets. On Facebook at SportsBox Show, Twitter at SportsBox Show, Instagram at The SportsBox Show. Find us on YouTube and join Outside the Box, our Facebook sports discussion group. The Sports Box is brought to you by our sponsor, Showcase Sports in Hamilton. Showcase Sports for the elite athlete. And also our friends over at CrowdPlay. Download the free CrowdPlay app today and use promo code THEBOX at sign up for 10 free points. Thank you for joining us.